Hello YouTube, this is Dexter Nolan and here's the deck video for Spellbooks I promised. So this deck I picked up yesterday at Locals and it's missing a couple of cards, but other than that it seems to be running fine. It's definitely playable even in competitive capacity, but yeah, I'll just go through the deck with you and show you some of the cards I change and the reasons why I changed them, and just go through the deck with you pretty much. Okay, first off, the monsters. Now, for the monsters, I'm pretty much just testing what I can run. I run one world because I'm not running the world build where you run two worlds and it's your kind of win condition. No, I'm actually running just one because I don't have 3 Priestess, and I figure it's better to have a strong target like this. Also, this deck is running some discard traps, so even if it's dead in hand, it has some use as a discard. And then I can bring it back with life, obviously. Okay, I run 2 Priestess, so if World doesn't test too good, I can just add the 3rd Priestess when I get it. I don't actually have one anyways, but right now I'm actually fine with this, so it's not like I need the 3rd Priestess. It's more of just a personal preference, I guess. So yeah, 2 Priestess and 1 World. They're the big guys, they're the bosses. 3 Blue Boy. This guy, he's self-explanatory. He searches his spellbook and he can make some insane combos too. So he's my rank 2 guy. He allows me to toolbox rank 2s, and well, other than that, he's just a pretty good guy all around. Low attack though, so he's susceptible to taking a lot of damage, but yeah, definitely a 3F card. Now, next cards I run, I actually haven't decided which is better yet. So I run 2 Justice and 2 Temperance. So I'm planning on either running 3 of one or the other, and maybe 1. So I'm running either 3 Justice and a Temperance, or 3 Temperance and a Justice, or just 3 Temperance or 3 Justice. I'm planning to run 10 monsters. Maybe I might just run 3 Temperance and add a breaker or something like that. I'm not quite 100% sure on that yet, but after testing at Locals, I'm going to see which is the best. Testing on DN never seems to work for me. I always open up ridiculously brick hands. I'm almost thinking it's fixed by now. I opened some really bad hands that were just not really possible, and I don't seem to brick that badly in real life. Like for example, last week I was playing my Gladiator Beasts 1-2 weeks ago maybe, and after testing on DN I thought they were going to be rubbish because I bricked so much on DN, and then in real life it was nearly impossible to brick. Like, I mean, DN was giving me some ridiculous hands like 3 Liquiri, a Bestiary, a Proving Ground, and MST, and I was just not possible really to draw that. Well, ridiculously rare. So yeah, I don't really put too much worth into DN testing. So yeah, sorry if that's doesn't sound right, but yeah. So that's my monster lineup. Generic spells, I run these 2 guys. I was thinking about running Mind Control, but because I love this card, but what put me off was the fact that the levels on this deck are all odd. So if I ran like a few level 4 monsters, I would run this because then it would be great against Georgia, like steal their Georgia armor, flip it up, exceed, that kind of thing. But there isn't many decks that run level 3s and level 2s and level 7s right now in the meta. Georgia actually runs some, but none that would be active on your turn. For example, like, they will have a level 4 Georgia armor set during your turn, yeah? But they'll never have something like an MK2 or a Georgiana sitting on the field during your turn. It just doesn't happen because they exceed with those to make their combo plays. So I just don't think it's worth the room in the deck for the really situational use. And against Hat, it's the exact same thing. They run 5s and 4s. That's it. So it's useless. So that's the reason I've not played this card. So yeah. Then we have our triple Duality, which I'm going to cut one of because it conflicts with a couple of cards in the deck. All generic spells do conflict with, I don't know what card it is. I think it's Crescent or something. But yeah, I'm running 2 for the consistency, and I might drop this for something else. But yeah, I'm running 3 for the moment just because there's a couple of cards I'm missing, as I said at the start of the video. So I'll show you those in a bit. Double MST because my opinions on MST are explained in the Glad Beast video, but I honestly believe that this card is good and not a side deck card. Especially not 3 in the side deck. It just gets through floodgates on game 1, and game 1 is pretty important in this deck because it can get brick hands, so you don't want to risk losing game 1 because they have some stupid floodgate up that will stop your plays completely. So yeah, that's my reason for double MST. And the reason is 3 is just too much, you know. It's really just for getting rid of those floodgates that would stop you otherwise. 3 Crescent, because it's too good not to run 3 of when you're opening. After opening it's a bit crap, but as I said, I run the scarred traps anyways, so a dead one of these that I can't if I can't manage my resources well enough because of not great hands and can't remove my spellbooks or recycle them, that means I'll have this dead card in hand and it will be a target for some of my discard traps. Triple Secrets, I don't have to explain that one. It's the Searcher, it's the MVP of the deck, that's why I'm running 3 of them. Double Eternity, this guy gets your banished ones back. Solid card, really good, and part of a couple of loops you can make, or combos rather. 2 Wisdom, because 1 is too little and 3 is too cloggy, so I figured 2 was the right number. It's pretty much a searchable lance for the deck. I really like the card. Then we have the 1-of spellbooks, and these aren't meant to be 1-ofs, these 2. So I might cut some traps for these. I've actually the 3 Reckless Greeds I'm running, I'll show you in a minute, and I'm going to cut the 3 of those for 1 of each of these, and then I'll have 2 spots open, I'm thinking for Divine Wrath and 1 other card which I'll be cutting the Duality for. So yeah, those 2, there should be 2 of each of those, but not yet. And then the 1-ofs that I'm going to actually run 1 of. There they are. Wait, sorry. Life, Fate, and Power. That Power is Altar, so that's why it seems all weird. So Life, for obvious reasons, 2 or 3 is too cloggy, I think, and it's searchable, so there's no reason not to run 1. Fate is just a really, really good card, an MVP card, and one of the few uses that, you know, searching all these spellbooks gives you is the fact that you can have Fate, which banishes an opponent's monster, or sometimes does the flipping thing with Magician, Spellbook Magician, and it's really, really good. Power is run 1 of, it's, as I said, it's searchable, and a lot of these cards are recyclable too. I mean, you can get them back with Eternity, and you can actually use Master to recycle an Eternity, and Wisdom to search something that'll bring back mana. Oh, it's really good. You can get infinite uses out of just 1 copy of these things, and I think 2 is too many for these. For things like Tower, they're just too good not to run more than 1 of. You know, you want to open with them, and that's the case with Crescent. You always want to run 3 of that, even though it's not even as good as some of these cards, but because it's just too good on your opening and you can't have the spells engraved. So yeah, those are my spells. Pretty standard lineup except for the things I'm going to replace. And then I got my traps. So we got our big 4 here. Sorry. These are Solemn, Bottomless, Torrential, and Compulse, and then the Phoenix Windblast. These are just, I run these in every deck. I love these cards. They're so versatile, so good, and just give so much advantage. Like, I mean, stopping a first turn hand or something, someone, it's too good not to use. Torrential, just because they spam, they overextend too much, you can get +4 with that card. Bottomless, because, well, I find this really good for when my opponent opens playing, like, say, Lightsworn or something with a Lumina, or sorry, not a Lumina, a Lila, and just banish it because it would have died anyway, and they don't get the mill. It really puts them back. So they're my reasons for those, and Compulse, for obvious reasons, gets rid of those pesky monsters that can't be destroyed. Phoenix Windblast and 3 Reckless Greed. Reckless Greed is just kind of what I have in here to bolster consistency whilst I get my other cards I need. So this is kind of like a temporary proxy kind of card. It's I like it. I really like Reckless Greed. I don't have the room in this deck to kind of run 3 without well, I don't have the cards. I mean, the only reason I'm running 3 of these, even though I really love the card, is because I don't have some other stuff. It's kind of like I guess Upstart Goblin. Because I don't have the cards that I need, this will help me draw into the 1 copy I do have of them faster. So that's the reason I'm running it now. Phoenix Windblast, I'm going to run this guy with a Divine Wrath, and whichever tests better, or if they test pretty much the same, I'll cut one and add the other. So for example, if Phoenix Windblast tests better, I'm going to play 2 Phoenix Windblasts. If Divine Wrath tests better, I'm going to put 2 Divine Wraths. So yeah, that's the deck. I really like this deck. I'm going to test it. I don't actually find it as good as the decks I've been playing, like Bujans and Mermail and that, but it does have something special about it. It just looks nice. I love the card art. I love the style. I really just love this deck. It's actually probably my second favourite deck after Hero. Maybe Blackwing is I prefer it over that too. But those 2 decks, even though they're not very good at the moment, well, Hero will be soon, but even though they're not good at the moment, they're some of my favourite decks. And this deck is just so beautiful. I really like it, especially because all of the stuff comes in nice hollow high rarity too. I know that seems like a very shallow thing, because it is just cards, you know, but it does matter to me, and I really love the high rarities, and they look shiny. I mean, Blue Boy just looks really nice. High Priestess looks great, and World, you know, it really does wonders to the deck. So yeah, that's my main deck. My extra deck is non-existent, and the reason being is this deck doesn't need an extra deck at all. There are situations in which you will go into the extra deck, mainly rank 7s, usually never rank 3s, because they're always used, like tributed for a boss monster the turn they're summoned, so usually don't use rank 3s, and rank 2s, which are Blue Boy. So rank 7s and rank 2s are your main guys. I side in Veilers, so Veiler will be used for level 8s and level 10s, which is Leo, I think his name is. Leo, the Keeper of the Great Sacred Tree, or something like that. I don't know his name. He's a cool guy. So I might add a Leo in, a couple of level 8s, maybe a Decisive Armor. And other than that, I'm going to be running Gachi, Shining Elf, Daigusto, Phoenix, this guy, Hierophant of Prophecy, Dracosac, and Big Eye. They're going to be my extra deck. And I'm going to be running a Zenmains, an Engineer, and a Alucard, because even though they're going to be 1 in 100 matches I'm going to make them, it's just they're not doing anything anywhere else anyway, so I might as well just stuff them in here. It's not like I'm tight for space anyways. So yeah, that's my reasonings for all of those cards. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to ask any questions or help me out with this deck, I'm a noob to this deck. I've played it a bit and I think I'm pretty good with it, but I still don't know everything about it. So if you want to write something in the comments below, tell me how much scrub I am or something, feel free to do so. If you like the video, leave a like below, and subscribe if you want to see more from this channel. I'm going to try and get this channel more active. I'm going to be building a few decks in the future. I'm planning to make heroes when they come out. I'm planning to go for Yang Zings in the new set. Insectors, I like Insectors, believe it or not. I just, yeah, so I'm going to be more active. I'm going to give you a tournament report in a couple of weeks when I go to the Sneak, and I'm going to be playing there. So yeah, thanks for watching, and peace out.